Hello, my friends. I'm going to show you a little workflow that I've been working on. I just wrote a newsletter. I'm still editing it, but it will be coming out soon. This is an adjunct to that newsletter. So this is one of the workflows that I came up with. I figured I'd just create a little guide for you to show you my process. So I'll just pull up the slideshow. I made a slideshow about it. And then I'm going to have Sajay. He'll discuss this with us, and we'll just take a listen. So here we go. Hope you enjoy. So I've been writing with my partners in crime, Claude, ChatGPT, and sometimes Gemini, for a couple years now. And somewhere in the middle of all the excitement, frustration, and everything in between, I accidentally built a system. I didn't set out to build one. I was just writing newsletters, creating custom GPTs, testing prompts, reading what other experts were doing, and running a whole lot of experiments driven by curiosity and stubbornness in roughly equal measure. When I look back at what actually worked, there was a clear pattern. I'm calling it the director's loop. 7 steps. I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. But first, the idea underneath all of it. The principle. Like a lot of us, I started using AI like a ghostwriter. Write me a viral blog post about X. Write it in my voice, tone, and style for my audience of intelligent business leaders. Copy, paste. And then wallow in the trough of disillusionment at the soulless blah it created. Then just rewrite the whole thing from scratch anyway. But I didn't give up. I kept experimenting. And the models got better at understanding context, tone, rhythm, style, rhetoric. Still not good enough to hand the keys to, but good enough to work with. That's when I found a better mindset. Use AI like a film crew. You're the director. AI is the crew. You decide what the scene is about. You decide what stays and what gets cut. You decide when it's done. AI handles the cameras, the lighting, the heavy lifting between your decisions. Your taste, your lived experience, your judgment. That's the 20% of the work that does 80% of the heavy lifting. AI handles the other 80%. The drafting, the restructuring, the cleanup, the stuff that used to eat your whole afternoon. The overview. 3 phases, 7 steps, 1 loop. Phase 1 is load. Get the ideas out, sharpen them, generate options. Steps 1, 2, and 3. Phase 2 is loop. Listen, direct, stress test, repeat. Steps 4, 5, and 6. This is where the real work happens. You'll cycle through these multiple times. Phase 3 is ship. Final edit, clean up, publish. Step 7. Think of it like a burger. Your brain dump is the top bun. Maybe 10% of the work. The middle is the burger. 80% of you and AI scrapping back and forth. The bottom bun is you getting back in the editor's seat until it's polished. AI can help with a last check for typos and formatting, but you're the one who decides when it's cooked. Let's walk through each one. Phase 1, load. Step 1, dump. Get the idea out of your head. Don't organize it. Don't try to sound smart. Open a conversation with your AI tool and brain dump everything you're thinking about the topic. Messy is the point. Half-formed thoughts, contradictions, random stories, strong opinions, questions you haven't answered. Type it, speak it into a voice tool, paste notes from your phone. Whatever gets it out fastest. You're not writing, you're unloading. 2 prompts for this step in the guide below. The brain dump capture prompt tells AI to listen and organize your thoughts after you finish, without jumping ahead to write anything. The readback prompt asks AI to reflect back your core idea. Strongest argument, emotional stakes, best examples, and what sounds like filler. It's a mirror for your own thinking. 10 to 30 minutes, and it saves you hours later because you're figuring out what the piece is actually about before AI writes a single sentence. Step 2, spar. Before AI writes anything, make it push back. Here's something people forget. AI is good at prompting us too. Most people skip this step. They go straight from idea to write me a draft. That's like telling a film crew to start shooting before you block the scene. The sharpening questions prompt asks AI to challenge your assumptions, find the weak spots, and ask the hard questions. Who's the audience? What's the one core argument? What's the strongest counter argument? What should the reader feel after reading this? This step often surfaces edge cases and angles you hadn't considered. This is where AI becomes your sparring partner. And I'll be honest, I enjoy it most when it's opinionated, ruthless, and a little spicy. If AI is just agreeing with you, you're not getting the value. Your answers become the raw material for a much better draft. 5 to 15 minutes, 1 or 2 rounds of back and forth. Step 3,
multiply. Now you generate options. Take your brain dump and sparring answers, feed them to 2 or 3 AI models, or run different prompts in one model. The point is options, multiple takes on the same idea so you can compare, react, and choose. The draft generation prompt gives AI your context, audience, format, core argument, tone, and asks for a complete first draft with a strong point of view. I tell it I'd rather edit something bold than try to add life to something safe, because safe is boring. And boring is the one sin your audience won't forgive. You're not looking for a finished piece. You're looking for raw material to react to. 5 to 10 minutes. Phase 2, loop. This is the engine. Steps 4, 5, and 6. Repeat until the piece is done. Most pieces take 3 to 5 passes. Here's how each one works. Step 4, move and listen. My favorite step, probably the weirdest one, get away from the screen. Load the drafts into a text-to-speech tool. I use Speechify. And listen while you move. Walk, run stairs, do dishes, drive. Whatever gets your body busy. Here's why: when you read silently, your brain fills in the gaps. You know what you meant, so you read what you meant, even when the words don't actually say it. When you listen, the words have to stand on their own. And when your body is moving, you react with your gut instead of your analytical brain. You hear the dead spots. You feel when something lands. You cringe when a sentence sounds like a robot pretending to be you. My version of this: I take a break and run the Capitola stairs with an earbud in. Speechify crank to 2 times speed. When something makes me cringe, I take a mental note. When I need to capture a thought, I pull out my phone, speak it into whisper flow, and paste those notes straight back into Claude when I get home. Half my best edits happen on those stairs, sweating, slightly out of breath, not overthinking. What you are listening for: sentences that sound like a machine, sections where your attention drifts, moments that hit you in the gut, ideas that feel out of order, and anything that doesn't sound like you. No prompt for this step. Just listen. Take mental notes or speak your reactions into a voice memo app. You'll use those next. Step 5, direct. This is the 20% work. This is where you earn the piece. Take your notes from the listening pass and feed them back to AI. And here's the key: speak your direction. Don't type it. When you type, you start fixing sentences. When you speak, you give direction. This section needs to hit harder. Cut the middle paragraph. The ending summarizes: I want it to provoke. That's the difference between operating the camera and directing the scene. I speak into whisper flow, paste the raw transcript into Claude, and let it revise. The transcript is messy and half coherent. That's fine. AI parses your intent. This is also where you add the human layer: personal stories, specific details, humor from your life, opinions from your experience. AI holds the structure. You fill it with the parts that have a pulse. One rule that changed everything for me: 1 pass, 1 job. Don't ask AI to fix structure, tone, examples, and polish all at once. That's how you get muddy output where nothing actually improved. Separate the jobs. 4 prompts for this step in the guide: general direction for feeding back raw voice notes, structure pass for reorganizing flow without touching sentences, add personal material for weaving in your stories, voice repair for fixing sections that sound too careful, too balanced, to AI. 15 to 30 minutes per pass, and you'll do it multiple times. That's the loop. Step 6, stress test. Before you loop again, get an honest read. Ask AI to critique the draft. Hard. Where does it drag? Where does it sound like a machine? Where are you telling the reader what to think instead of showing them? 4 prompts for this. Comprehensive critique asks for specific line-level feedback with 0 cheerleading. Voice mismatch flags lines, written by someone trying to sound smart rather than actually thinking. Overclaim check catches statements that are too absolute. Cross-model feedback is for when you get a second opinion from a different AI tool and want your primary tool to evaluate which suggestions are worth taking. 5 to 10 minutes. Then back to step 4. Listen again. Direct again. Test again. When to stop looping. You'll feel it. When you listen to the draft and nothing makes your stomach churn, you're close. I use an 80% threshold. When AI has gotten you roughly 80% of the way there, stop looping and take the wheel. The last 20% is yours. Trying to prompt your way past that line wastes time and produces writing that's almost human, but not quite. And almost human is worse than obviously AI generated. At least obviously AI stuff is honest about what it is. Phase 3, ship. Step 7, finish. 2 parts. The ruthless edit. Stop working with AI. Open the draft yourself. Read it out loud. Cut everything that's performing. Add the details only you can add. 30 to 90 minutes. This is the most important work in the whole process. Don't rush it. The mechanical cleanup. Hand it back to AI for typos, grammar, formatting. 5 minutes. The final cleanup prompt tells AI to fix mechanics only. Preserve your voice, leave intentional style choices alone. Then ship it. The quick version. If 7 steps feels like a lot, use 4. Dump the idea, draft fast, direct hard, polish and publish. That alone puts you ahead of most people using AI to write. Where people go wrong. Common mistakes, I've made all of them. Asking AI for a final draft too early, brain dump first, editing sentences before you've nailed the structure. Structure pass first, always. Accepting the first clean draft. It'll sound correct and say nothing. Run a critique pass. No personal examples anywhere. Your stories are what make it memorable. Use the placeholder prompt to mark where they belong. No tension or trade-offs. If the piece agrees with itself the whole way through, it reads like a press release. Name the downside. Asking AI to do 5 things at once. 1 pass, 1 job. Make it yours. I built this for my brain. My loop is Claude to speechify to the Capitola stairs to whisper flow, back to Claude. That's my Tuesday afternoon. Yours will look different. Maybe you read drafts out loud instead of using text to speech. Maybe you type your edits instead of speaking them. Maybe you use 1 AI model instead of 3. All of that works. The tools don't matter. The cycle does. Create, consume away from the screen, react, feed it back. That's the loop. I'll be straight with you. This is not easy. I spend a lot of time in the friction, but it's the good friction. It's the friction that makes the work yours rather than something a machine spit out. The first time through feels clunky. You'll second guess the steps. By the 3rd time, you forget you're following a system. It just becomes how you write. Everything you need to run this. The full guide, every prompt, the workflow table, it's all linked below. Grab it, try it on your next piece, and make it yours. Then tell me what you changed. I'll try it. If this was useful, let me know in the comments. Tell me what tools you're using, what your version of the loop looks like. I'm curious. And if you try the system and it changes how you write, I want to hear that too. I'll see you in the next one.
All right. So that is a workflow that I use, and it's a work in progress because I'm always finding new ways to work with AI and think with AI. So I would love to hear how you guys use it yourself. And this is hopefully just a quick start for some people to get started, and by all means, make it yours. Anyway, I'm gonna go run the Capitola stairs right now. I'm done sitting down. I gotta go take a break. So, all right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.